Hey there guys, I'm SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Last time we beat the boss of the city in the sky, getting our final piece of the Mirror of Twilight, along with getting ourselves not only another heart piece, but also getting ourselves the max quiver upgrade, getting ourselves 100 arrows. But this video, we're actually going to be taking care of the Cave of Ordeals. But you guys might be wondering, if we're taking care of the Cave of Ordeals, what are we doing back over here in Lake Hylia, and what are we doing playing this one minigame that we already played and beat? Well, the way I'm going to be tackling the Cave of Ordeals is going to be involving a certain glitch, and I want to start this minigame real quick and fail it so that I spawn right outside this minigame. You'll see where I'm going with this. Usually I say this kind of a thing for a bonus video, but because of the fact that I'm going to be utilizing this glitch in the actual Let's Play, I'm going to go ahead and show off this little thing now. You see, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get infinite bomb arrows. This is cheap, I know, but I'm going to go ahead while I'm doing the Cave Ordeals and speed it up, and this will just make things more convenient on me. You don't need infinite bomb arrows to beat the Cave Ordeals, but if you go in there with infinite bombs and infinite arrows, it's more preferred. So once you spawn back from that minigame, you want to go ahead, take your claw shot like this, and hug this wall, and you just clipped right through it. You want to keep on swimming out until you fall down to infinity. When I first saw this glitch, I was really surprised by it. I didn't think, for one, you can clip through the wall so easily like that, and two, when you fall outside the boundaries, I didn't think it would spawn you right back here to this minigame again. So now we can go ahead and say yes, we want to go ahead and play this again, but since we're not a wolf, things are going to go ahead and get iffy. Like, for one, the bird is not carrying us at all. We're technically invisible. It just doesn't look like it. And then when we hit a wall, we skyrocket the other direction. So it kind of looks weird in perspective-wise. But then we spawn in the middle of nowhere. Huh. You know, if Link's Shadow wasn't there, I could do some fancy green screen edit trick here. But, nah. Too obvious. So now we want to transform into a wolf and jump into the water. Because as soon as we do this, things get even weirder. Yeah. Doesn't that look weird? The game does not want you to be a wolf while riding this raft, and now loading the wolf graphic on this raft is just bugging out the game like no other. It's so weird looking. Especially when you see half of the wolf flying in midair and then the other half of the wolf beat a gigantic white line across your screen. Doesn't make any sense. But now that we finally made it to this step, we want to go ahead and say yes to this raft minigame. Remember, we did this like early on in the Let's Play, and this gave us another bomb bag, and it also gave us like an expansion to our bomb bag. Well, now we want to say yes to it as a wolf, because doing so, we get to start the minigame as a wolf, and we're not even in that boat. She's looking at us up here on the pillar instead of where the raft is, so you can tell things are out of whack right now. It's always funny to watch the scene right here. Aw, the raft is going without me. How sad. Well, better warp out of here. So we want to warp wherever we want to, and I want to warp over here to the Gerudo Mesa, because that's where we need to go next. Doing so, we got ourselves infinite bomb arrows, because during that minigame they give you infinite bomb arrows, and you're not allowed to leave there. But if you're in there as a wolf and are allowed to warp, you can go anywhere in Hyrule Field, while being able to keep the bomb arrows. As you guys see, they're already equipped. And they take up no ammo whatsoever. And they're not even taking up any of your bomb bags here. Technically, it's right here, the Lent bomb bag. But I recommend you guys just keep the bomb arrows equipped, because as soon as you de-equip them, I think that's when things start to get messed up. Now, in order to do the Cave Ordeals properly, you need to have the spinner, you need to have the ball and chain, the minion rod, and the double claw shot. If you're coming in here with not one of these items, if you're trying to do this without like the double claw shot, you only get most of the way into it and then have to leave. There'll be certain points in the Cave of Ordeals where you can go ahead and actually warp outside, and you can go ahead and refill on hearts and everything. I recommend you guys also come in here maybe with Fairy's Tears, Blue Chew Jelly, and maybe even a Fairy in the bottle if you have that. They will give you a Chew Jelly in here that's either like Blue Chew Jelly or like something along the lines of Fairy Tear like Chew Jelly, so they will give you ways to refill your hearts in this place, but I recommend you guys come in here with some kind of way of healing yourself because you will need it, especially if this is your first time playing. And before I go in, I want to mention one more thing. If you guys don't want to watch me go through the Cave of Ordeals in this big speed up video, actually when I first started to make Let's Plays around May of 2011, when I was a few months into it, I actually did a challenge series on going through the Cave of Ordeals for my first time. Now you guys can go ahead and check out that little series of videos if you guys want to see me go through this the first time. Keep in mind this is when I was recording with an older capture card, so I'm recording in composite, the quality is pretty low. Commentary is kind of in and out at times. Not by voice, but actually by some of the stuff I say. So you gotta keep in mind these are old videos, so watch with caution. But I want to go ahead and provide that kind of alternative. I wasn't going to take them down because realizing it, those are nice nostalgic videos to keep. But with that all said and done, there will be moments where I get the pose that are in here. There's 3 poses in the Cave of Ordeals, which is why we're doing this in the first place. And then there will also be these little checkpoints. I'll slow down the videos when we get, I'll slow down the video when we get to those parts of this place. But besides that, I'm gonna speed right through this place. So with that all said and done, I'll see you guys at the end of all this. Alright, this is one of the first of the 4 fairies that you will be meeting throughout this dungeon that are pretty much little checkpoint areas. After you complete 10 floors in the Cave of Ordeals, you run into a fairy like this, and not only will they allow you to warp back out of the Cave of Ordeals in case you are not prepared to continue, but also these fairies will go ahead and let out fairies in each of the different springs around Hyrule. So by the end of the Cave of Ordeals, every single spring that we've gone to will have a bunch of fairies scattered around it. So at this point in the game, getting a fairy in a bottle is going to be very easy for you to do because you can just go to one of the 4 springs around Hyrule Field and you're good to go. Whenever we get to one of these points in the Cave of Ordeals, I'm going to go ahead and slow down the video, keep the music still playing, but I'm going to at least slow down the video so you can see which spring this fairy will release other fairies to. But now with that all said, let's return back to the sped up portion of the Cave of Ordeals. Alright guys, here we are, the final room. This room I decided to slow down because this gives me a chance to show off the magic armor. The magic armor, as I explained when we bought it, it gives you invulnerability. You cannot take any damage, but at the same time, it eats up your rupees like mad. This is really the only use I found for the 1,000 rupee wallet. Look how fast my rupee count's going down. It's like 2 or 3 rupees a second. I'm also going to fight these guys a legit way. As you guys can see as well, as soon as my body is hit, I lose like 20 to 30 rupees right away. It's ridiculous how many rupees you lose. So I'm fighting these guys legit way so I can just show off the magic armor. For the most part, with these guys, I recommend you use the bomb arrow trick because otherwise, you're not going to be able to do anything. In fact, I kind of have to here. It's just these guys don't give you that much of an opening. And even when they do, the opening is very small. So there's not that much of a window to attack. And the bomb arrow trick is almost required for these guys if you want to make it through here alive. As soon as I get enough armor off, I'm also going to drink my fairy tears because as soon as we beat this, we're going to get some anyways, so why not be able to show it off now, right? Also, while I was in here, I did grab myself some of the rare chew jelly that is pretty much the equivalent of the fairy tears, which is very, very nice. But I'm going to go ahead and just use the fairy tears. So let's go ahead, refill all my hearts, and get more attack power just for a little bit. And it does turn you completely yellow. In fact, when you're wearing your tunic, I'm going to show it really quick. It looks just like this. I think this is the skin they picked for Super Smash Bros. Brawl when it comes to the alternate colors for Link, because I remember seeing that somewhere before. Check Brawl. There it is. Thing is, so as soon as you get hit, pretty much the attack time is gone. You can't really use the full attack power, which kind of is disappointing when you really think about it. Having the ultimate spin attack against these guys is really helpful, because look how much damage we were doing. It's insane. I'm so glad I had the magic armor for this point, but really, this is the only time I think I'll be able to show it off, just because this is the most useful point in the game for it. And there you go, we're done. So let me go ahead, take it off. And also, while you're in this room, before leaving, you guys saw me a lot of the times running around here with my senses on. Well, that's because I was looking for these low areas where I can dig as a wolf. And I think there's one in here. It was probably the last room then, because I actually do believe it's the last room, because it's either this room or the last room I was thinking. Now it's the last, like I just said 5 times before that. Has either a silver rupee or 100 rupee in there, so that's really useful. But with that all said, let's go ahead and talk to the final little fairy in this place and get our reward for all that hardship.
You cleared many ordeals. How impressive. In praise of your courage, I will give you this blessing.
And she gives you some more great fairy tears. So you already know how all this stuff works. I didn't get to show the extra strength capabilities because I got hit. But this stuff is very useful. Just use it wisely since this stuff is extremely rare. If you want to get this stuff again, you need to complete the Cave of Ordeals a second time, and then just keep on completing it to get more of this stuff. Is it worth it in the end? In my opinion, no, because this place takes way too long to go through just for something like this that briefly boosts your attack strength. It's not worth it in my opinion. But it is nice that you do get a rare item like this for completing such a hard little area.
Drink this, and you should be able to clear any difficulties that you might encounter ahead. If you ever need my assistance again, visit any spring. Many on the surface cry out for one with powers like yours. You must go back.
And as soon as you beat the Cave of Ordeals, they warp you right back here to the Lake Hylia spring. And as you guys saw, whenever we made it to a checkpoint floor, there was a fairy in there saying that we'll go ahead and release fairies at these springs. So if you guys don't have a fairy in the bottle, I recommend picking one up here. Since my bottles were all filled with all these other useful things, I'm going to go ahead and skip on it. But now every single fountain around Lake Hylia has, well, not fountains around Lake Hylia, but more of all the springs where all the light spirits are have fairies in them. and those 4 in the land, so if you guys ever need fairies, now you know where to go. But before ending this video, I want to do one last thing. Back in the Cave of Ordeals, we grabbed our 60th and final Poe. So now we can go ahead and get ourselves the true 60 Poe prize. And before this video ends, I want to go ahead and show it off so the next time we meet, we can go ahead and start ourselves our second to last dungeon. And also take back the Mirror of Twilight to the Mirror Chamber in Gerudo Valley. Oh, Gerudo Valley, no, Gerudo Desert. I'm thinking Ocarina of Time logic here. But let's talk to the dog, apparently. Thank you, but I didn't need to know your play habits. I just wanted to go ahead and go back to Giovanni. Now, I've already stated pretty much this prize is worthless, but I never said what the prize is. If you guys played this game before, you do know what the prize is, though. So you won't really have to ask me. And unfortunately, since I'm scaring all these people, I'm probably going to have to come back here and become a human in a different way, but oh well. Because I think you have to be a human to go see Giovanni after this as well. You can see him as a human. But you don't get the prize as a human, you get it as a wolf. Alright, so let's go ahead and cure this guy once and for all. And now he is fully human again. He's not made of gold, and he lost a lot of weight between that transaction. It's kind of weird. So he's back to his old self again. Good for him. Everything in my life is coming up roses. That's a pretty good quote right there. So, Giovanni gives you this for healing him. A silver rupee. Yeah. Is it worth it now, guys? Is it worth getting all those Poes? No. Alright, I need to let my girlfriend know that I'm back. He says that, but the thing is, if you turn to a human and go to Telma's bar, you find out that his girlfriend dumped him. In fact, I actually want to show that off really quick, but if you guys actually dig your way back into Giovanni's house, then you can go ahead and get yourself the 200 rupees again. Now, I want to go and see Giovanni first before doing that, so I need to leave and come back, so give me a sec, guys. Alright, now that I'm a human again, in here in Telma's bar, we'll find out the truth about Giovanni, what just happened to him. Because of how long he was frozen in that statue form, his girlfriend started to date some other guy. How sad. That's the worst way to find out. Being gone so long, and it's not even under your control. And then when you come back to your girl, she's gone now to someone else. That is very, very sad. And I feel bad for the guy. I mean, after all the hardship he was going through, being a statue, can't move, and when he could move, he can't leave his house because he's made of pure gold, and people would, you know, freak out in that fact. The second that he is human again, he finds out his girlfriend has dumped him. So even after he saw the bright light ahead, he just was put right back into a dark cloud. That's a very depressing life. And I don't want to talk about anything these cats have to talk about, so let's go ahead and dig back into Giovanni's house. And now that we have all 60 Poes, we can kind of do what we did in Ocarina of Time after we got all 100 Skulltulas. Keep on coming back into the place, talking to someone, and then they give you the 200 rupee prize. And you can tell the cat that, yeah, the master is now dumped, so he's going to be depressed. And each time you come back here, the cat always likes to give you more money. And you can't keep on talking to the cat to get money. You need to actually leave this place and then come back. That's how it works. So if you ever need a lot of rupees, come back to this place. But since rupees are so plentiful in this game anyways, you won't really need that. And it's not just that, but it's also the fact that, in the end, the only time you really need a lot of rupees is for the magic armor, and you should barely ever have to use it anyways. But guys, with that all said and done, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. So, next time on Let's Play Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, we're heading back to the Mirror Chamber to put back together the Mirror of Twilight and be able to finally confront Zant once and for all. I'll see you guys next time.